Hi everyone! Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Anna Gustafson. Oh my gosh, Anna, I practiced it. Anna Gustafson. I think that was right. I have faith in that. I'm very excited to chat with her. I met her online and now we're going to have, I guess it's still not in person, but this feels more intimate than like a Zoom gathering. We'll find out if it works. Okay. Oh, hi, Naomi. Nice to see you. Let's invite. Okay. Let's see if it's going to happen. Oh my gosh. This is like the most nerve-wracking myself. Oh, okay. I sent you an invite, Anna. It worked. Okay. How are you?
I'm good. Oh
my gosh. I'm so excited. This is the best. Okay.
So
it works.
This is the hardest part.
Now we're done. It is the hardest part. I'm like, I don't know how to explain this. Here's an attempt at a reel.
An attempt at a reel?
Yeah, the little video thing I sent you. Yeah.
Oh, that was very good. I couldn't figure out why I was hearing the Venga Boys though.
I
thought you were talking.
That was me. No, I intentionally chose that song. Yeah, it made me smile because I think it's fun. I think the 90s are fun when they're no longer relevant. That's my style. So
I was just bombing across the Gardner, this morning at 7:30, and a song came on from the 90s. That was like a hit song when the Friends show was just starting. It was just one of those songs that was like back when I started comedy.
I hit traffic and was like in the comedy mood though, right? You need those songs that are just 90s. That every green room should only play 90s songs. I'm throwing it out there.
You know what? I have playlists that are for specific times in my life, and there's one that's all the songs that I used to listen to on the way to doing a set, like driving out to an open mic in Vancouver. So now that I'm
I wore a
writing
Vancouver
more
shirt for you.
Oh, bless.
Well, I know you say you were from BC, but I don't have like a Lund shirt, so this was the best I could do. Is it pronounced Lund? Lund? I'm really bad with pronunciation.
I think they call it Lund. Lund.
Okay.
It's, however you feel like, just like Gustafson. It could be Gustafson or Gustafson, or they shorten it to the Goose sometimes.
That's the thing, because you call yourself Goose, so I'm like, oh, maybe it's Goose. Gustafson. I butchered your name when I asked you before, and I was a little embarrassed.
No.
It's because okay.
It was Brent Butt was the first person to do that because it's a difficult last name, so he just started calling me the Goose, and I'm like, that's a good handle. And I think right around when Top Gun came out, so I'm like, I'm into this. Start wearing aviators.
I think that's a cool name though. I
like having a handle. It's fun.
It helps when you have a good nickname, right? You're like, oh yeah, the Goose. The Goose is here. Cool. Wait, do people call you? Should I be calling you the Goose? Is that?
No, I'm a bit. It's fine. It's better as a social media handle than it is in my face.
Yeah,
as
that's
a
true.
Middle-aged woman. Hey, Goose. It's like, hello.
Just when you're playing Duck Goose, it's very confusing. And
yeah. So is it echoey? It feels, I'm in a big room. It's kind of echoey.
It's not terrible. I thought it would be worse.
Okay,
it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I love it. I'm not moving.
We're on the road. I love this. You're like, I'm going to be somewhere. Can we make it work? Technology. Yes, we can. Okay.
I'm writing a screenplay right now. Maybe this is a bad thing to do. Give away your secrets. But there's an old guy in it that every time something happens that to do with technology that he's impressed by, he goes, technology. He's conquering the world.
I'm laughing because I resonate very much with that character, and that's how I feel on a daily basis every time these work. Okay. What? You're on my screen? How?
I know. We take so much for granted. And like every comic of my vintage, we're so glad that none of our stuff is online out of our control. Everything's on VHS. So locked in the closet.
See, I always wonder that. Would the material you created back in the day, would you have gotten canceled by now? Like,
I'm sure something.
Not that you're, again, I think you're like the nicest person, but maybe Zoom. But with comedy, it's like you have to push the envelope. And I just think everyone would have pushed it to a point of being canceled.
I mean, depends on what lens you're focused through.
Yeah, I just go very,
like how you have
very negative
your cancel lens.
Yeah, it's just everything is canceled. Like, oh, you don't drink lattes? Canceled. That's how I am. So yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, screw you, lady.
Oh, you're a cortado person? You're too fancy for me. Canceled.
What's a cortado? Is that a kind of a?
Is
that like craft coffee?
No, it's a different ratio of coffee to milk. I have no idea what that is, but it's a fancy way to order.
Like a misto. The hell's a misto? That's like, it's something miso. Like, I don't know these things.
And what if you mistakenly say miso and they do miso and then you get miso in your coffee? That just doesn't blend. That's disgusting.
I like coffee with a lot of milk in it, and then somebody gave it a name one day, and I was like, okay, I'll fine. That's fine.
That is a cafe.
I can call it that.
Misto. Yeah. It sounds cool, right? Coffee with milk? No, I'll have a cafe misto. Thank you so much.
I don't even know what's in misto. I have lattes.
Oh, I don't know.
French. Latte.
Latte.
Yeah, I know. So maybe I get canceled for drinking milk. Maybe.
Oh, are you not
almond press?
Oh, you drink the real milk?
No, I actually, I'm not against it. I buy cashew milk now and oat milk.
Fancy.
I have this idea that oat milk somehow helps farmers in Canada. Might be bullshit, but just makes me think somebody out there selling some oats and then squishing them and making milk, and I could buy that. Doesn't sound too environmentally tragic. Oats are local. I don't know if we grow almonds in Canada. Do we?
I have no idea.
Harder to
did
squish.
Not see. I love these because I didn't even see the conversation going this way, and now you've opened my mind, and I'm researching this. Oh no,
that's me.
Circles. Oh God. Okay. Wait, did you lose me for a second?
I wish I could remember. No, we're back.
Oh, we're good.
I wish I could remember who this person is. There's a comedian that used to say they would start telling a story, and they would say, "Come with me. I don't know where I'm going, but I know how to find my way back." If they went off on a tangent, go come with. They'd invite the audience to come with them, and say, "I don't know where I'm going, but I know how to get us back." And it was such a beautiful invitation to some wild tangent. And if anybody that's watching knows who that comic was, I'd love to give them credit because it's just such a beautiful, come with me. I'll take responsibility and I will get you back safely. And I'm going to try a new bit while we're there. So
I think that should be a daily disclaimer for myself. Like we're going to go on a journey every live. We're going on a journey. We're just going to chat, see what comes up. Eventually, I'll tell them about your awesome bio and how cool you are as a person. We're getting there, but just stick with me. Oh, that's genius.
It's like, wait, unplug it. Just live your life. Get stuck in traffic. It's not the end of the world.
But is it? It might be. It.
Traffic? Oh, God, if you're scared of traffic in Toronto, you're in trouble.
I think that's frightening. That should be part of the driver's test, right? Like they should make you sit in traffic for 20, 30 minutes and see how you respond. I just think that's a necessity. I feel bad for the driver.
That's a really good idea.
I mean, is it though, like time-wise, right? How many people can pass a test in a day? But from an anger management perspective, I think a lot of people wouldn't pass. And we would save like a lot of,
that's
unnecessary
a really good
accidents.
idea. That would be a great side hustle. You take new drivers, part of their test is you go out to the gardener and you put it in park in the center lane in the afternoon, and you just watch how they handle themselves. Because people, are you going to fall prey to the people that tell you you're wrong and that you shouldn't be there? Or are you gonna stand in your power?
Own your power.
Own your power in the Gardner Expressway. Just be calm. I'd fail. I just thinking about it makes me mad.
I mean, pushing it to the gardener, I wasn't even thinking there. I was thinking basic street traffic, just getting stuck, literally just in a one lane and really bothering someone not moving, going 40 in like a 70 zone. But no, the gardener is a whole other, that would be
or just pull up like you're trying to parallel park on College and just not back up. Just put your blinker on like you're waiting for somebody to come out of a restaurant. Just hang on.
1 second. That's
kindness gets you into a lot of trouble in Toronto. If you let somebody in and then a whole bunch of people go in, the person behind you goes bananas. You can see them in their car just going nuts. So you got to be careful with your kindness. You got to dole it out in like manageable pieces. In Toronto, most people they're either suspicious or they're pissed off at what happened because you were kind.
That is so funny. Wait, aren't you in that goodness? What's that goodness group? I looked up the name. Is this part
Gathering
of the
for Goodness?
Gathering for Goodness,
which people think is a religious cult, but that's okay because it. So that's a sort of a side project that my partner Peter and one of his associates, Hasham Shafi, and a person that works at Google is a Vivian Ip, and the four of us were talking and about how goodness, like good deeds and good practices and doing work for good causes, even like little micro kindnesses within your business about, sharing wealth. And it just was a conversation that turned into, we should start getting together and talking to people about what it means to have that kind of lens on your business practices and how to incorporate that into your business. This is like comedy gold. And then it turned into like it started before the pandemic, and we thought, oh, okay, well, one day we'll do these things because it was meant to be a live. Right. Let's get together and have like storytelling around business practices, just kindnesses that people do and decisions that are made at a corporate level that are good to their whole, client base and people that work at their business and stuff. So we've had a couple guys in speaking, and it's been really cool. And right now we're just trying to figure out what it is. Like it's really getting people together that are in a position where they make decisions, and the kind of decisions that you can make where kindness kind of rains down into your organization and how that filters out into the world. I have no idea how to explain what this is yet because we're still figuring out. But
no, that's really fine. Good. Honestly,
it feels so good.
I looked into it. I looked at the website and I saw one of the people that was speaking. They wrote a book, something about a mensch. And I laughed so hard because that was my dad's license plate for the longest time. And there was a lot of there was a lot of thoughts on why he should get rid of it. He did, thank goodness. Because, some people go up, excuse me, I don't know if you're mensch enough to have that license plate, and you go, oh, nice to meet you, sir. Have a lovely day. It was a great conversation piece, and honestly, it leads for great comedy. But when I saw the mensch thing, I go, oh, I love this. I have to read this book and I have to find out what this is. So I love that you're kind of figuring it out, right? Yeah, it's Eliza Udashkin. She's somebody that just, in conversation, something about something that she did sparked, we started talking and there was a story there, and then she'd written a book, and she was one of the first people that came on and sort of explored this topic with us. So I got a burp, sorry. It makes a difference. Oh, that's fine. Hey, we do anything on these lives. It's in the moment. Yes, Anne. I had 4 coffees this morning. I'm like, well, thank you for having the energy to chat with me. It's a lot sometimes, right? You got to be like on. This is live. It's happening. No room. It is. No room to be tired. Also, I don't want to pick an age, but I'm at a place that it's not the end of the world that I don't have a ring light right now. Like, it's okay. Like I'm not prepared. Not a biggie. Can I tell you? I'm really. Tell me if you feel this way. Where do you use your energy? So you do something called Nevermind Comedy, and it's like essentially, it is, but it's live pre-record. Do you put out the complete version of what I? We are starting to do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's similar-ish to this, right? In a sense. So you host it. I enjoyed watching, I think it was Martha Chavez. Am I completely wrong on that name? I hope not. She was entertaining. Right. I very much enjoyed El Diablo for short. That's her handle. when you were doing it though, it's so funny. I find as a host, I'm always like, okay, here's my background, I'm ready. But as a guest on someone's, I have the worst lighting, the worst audio. It's like I'm not considerate for my foul. And I feel so bad. There's literally one I did, and it's just, you can't even see my face. It's an outline of my body. And I go, why did I do that? And it's just, I know it would be nice if I had the good lighting. It wasn't working. Mother Nature wasn't sunny that day. I don't like to use the lights because it's like blinding in my eyes.
So I use the window, hence the window chat. But
I did that.
you know, you reverse the roles, and I'm like, oh no, I need everything that I tell my guests to do. And I get it. As a guest, I get how it's like, I don't understand this. So I think it's fun.
I have a window tip that I learned. And this is like, I mean, all you're doing is showing that you're learning and you're growing and you're starting somewhere, and you're not, like, women specifically are so, a lot of women in comedy anyways, so focused on getting something just right before they release an album. Alison Dorr at Howlin' Roller talks about this all the time. Okay. Oh no, I just want to polish a little bit more. I'm just gonna write a little bit more. I'm gonna just do some more current stuff. And it's like polish, build, wait, put off. And sometimes, bless them, a brand new comic with 5 minutes and a lot of confidence will book an album recording with no material. And it's women kind of try to, I don't know what it is about it. Like we want to get it nice, gotta get it nice. And it's the earlier in your life, not to sabotage your own career and your lighting and your sound, but learning to let go of stuff that's pissy fussy and like, what are you really doing? Why are you here? Why are you having this conversation is the part that makes the most. But here's the lighting tip. When you're using au naturel, the sun as your ring light,
yes.
God's ring light, which I do. I have this space in my house that faces west, and it's this beautiful light in the afternoon. And I was doing a show, and I thought, do the show, do a little bit of light. It's beautiful. It's low. It's coming right through the window. It's nice and soft. But the show got pushed back a little bit, and then they wanted me to go long, because I was having a good set, and they're like, keep going. And the sun went down. And I did, and it was the most spectacular lighting from here. And then the sun started to go down, and then and then, when you're lit from here, it was like, nah. And then it just got dark. And it was just like ghost stories.
Flashlight from underneath.
Yeah, exactly. It was like doing comedy from a sleeping bag.
Oh my god.
Which I've done.
Wait, what? You did comedy in a sleeping bag?
From a sleeping bag. Not to an official audience, but I had an audience in the back of a truck. I got lots of stories.
Okay, is this part like
condensed versions?
Okay, go ahead. I have to hear. Like,
I traveled across Canada a couple times doing something called the Inside Ride. I was hosting indoor cycling events. Not riding a bike, but just running around with a microphone and pumping everybody up. And it was super fun. And it was for a kids' cancer charity, Coast to Coast Kids Cancer. So we went from Newfoundland to St. John's, Newfoundland to Victoria, and stopped along the way and did these rides. And our truck was full of bikes and bike trainers and sound equipment. And we would drive to a town, unload. All the people would come. They'd ride bikes. They'd fundraise. We'd sing and dance and have a great time. And then we would leave town. So we'd pack everything into the truck and leave. But the fun part was that in the very back of the truck, closest to the cab, we had bunk beds, and that's where we would sleep at night. So somewhere up near Wawa, we got in early, but it was so cold and everything was closed. And the place that we had to pull over for the side of the night wasn't a truck stop. It was just a pull over. It was beautiful because we were in the wilderness. However, it was October and we were freezing, and we had to get in our sleeping bags because it was so cold. Like, we had our jackets on, we had toques on. And we had one little light hanging in the back, and we could hear animals. Like, it was just bananas. And I started doing comedy from the sleeping bag. It was fun. I said, I'm going to do 10 minutes. And my friends were like, yeah. And we're drinking wine in our sleeping bags. It was an adventure.
Does the comedy just come to you? Is it just like,
God, I hope so.
Does the brain just not stop? I'm always curious as to what do you find funny?
To the first part of your question answers the second part, is you never turn it off. Like, comedy comes from being observant and having, I was talking to Simon Rakoff about this, how if you have that kind of ADD brain that's looking for things, like looking for answers and looking for connections. And once you flip that switch as a comedian, it's like, you can't really not do it, because like, everything's an opportunity. Like, right? Like, I'm in a place right now, this beautiful space. It looks like the Flashdance. like my favorite movie of all time, Flashdance, where she does the dancing for the people, and she goes across and it's like meh, 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 to the people on the board. There's probably something funny in that in here. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. It's just that you once your switch is flipped on, you can't not see comedy. So in short answer is yes, it comes to me, but only because I'm looking for it. I think like you just always are on guard for a bit.
But I find life presents with so many opportunities for comedy, and I don't know if I'm just sometimes when when something dark happens and I go, what's the funny part of this? Like, is that healthy? Question mark. I don't know. But then I find some other comedians agree with me and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not alone. But maybe is that like a defense mechanism on my end? I don't know. Now this feels like a therapy session. So I'm glad I got the question out there. Okay.
I'm all for it. I'm here for that. I think so. If you see dark, you're finding.
When the world goes crazy. Oh, yeah. Just hypothetically, never happened. But when that does occur, like for me, the tendency is to go, well, what's the funny part of this?
I do a show. The show I do, the Nevermind show, is for Gildas Club, and the audience primarily when we broadcast it live is for the people that are in treatment and people that are have been dealt a really shitty card, and we talk about it it's like there's nothing funny about cancer, but then there's everything funny about life, and if your life involves a cancer diagnosis, there's something there. There's I don't know. I think comedy is like a way to shine a light on dark stuff. It's a really, I always sort of reference my teachers in school that were funny. Like the teachers that were funny, it like cracked open a piece of your brain, and whatever the information was getting in easier because it had this levity to it. Just sitting and studying something dark and horrible would have been a bit harder because you don't want to, your brain doesn't want that stuff in. But if you can, you're programmed to push out shitty, dark stuff. So maybe if comedy is a way to crack a door open and let stuff in that you need to understand, this is a different route.
Yeah.
I think finding, there's, you can go so far as if you're, toxic positivity is like a new buzzword where you're so far into the light in the darkness that you just look like you're ignoring the world is on fire. Like you don't want to go so far that you're just gaslighting, the end of the world, really. So you want to sort of be in that place where you can raise questions and find funny so that there's a conversation happening, whether it's you talking and people laughing. There's words out there that mean something to somebody. I get really woo. This used to be a yoga studio. That's why I'm doing that. I'm all woo.
Oh no, I think it's a great space. I'm liking the light going on. It's high ceilings. I'm a fan. It looks like high ceilings. You could be sitting and crouching. Okay. The pole, it's so versatile. Okay, you're saying pole. It's actually like really short. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Scandinavian stripper pole. It's like a Scandinavian stripper pole. It's square. It's 4 angles. It's very, very, very architectural. You can't spin. You just.
I've never heard that, and I love that.
That just came to me.
That's so funny.
So there's the answer to your question. Square stripper poles just floating out in the universe, and I grabbed it. Hey, have you made big magic?
Have I made big magic?
That's the question for later. Read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert.
I have not. No.
Oh boy. Okay. So
is this reading suggestions?
It's a great book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And people go, "Ew, gross." Elizabeth Gilbert, she wrote Eat, Pray, Love, and then Julia Roberts made a movie. And
oh, right.
Howeber, that same.
How do you really?
I love that book and that story, but I think it got so much traction that people wanted to cancel it for whatever reason. But the book Big Magic that she wrote after that is about creativity, and she talks about ideas being like floating around, like if they're like the world, there's just ideas everywhere, and you grab the ones that are yours, and sometimes they'll come at you, and if you don't grab them, they go float off to somewhere else. So the ones that you want, you grab. The ones that go by aren't meant for you. It's just, I'm not doing it any justice, but it's a really,
no,
really
but I
stuck with me,
agree
this
with
kind
that.
of,
Do you, oh my gosh, that's so, it's
like
so
not
close to
everything
my
is
heart.
yours, but something
Because do you ever write things and then it's like you didn't do anything with it, you're sitting on it, and then someone else writes the exact same thing, it's on TV, and you go, but
yes.
I swear, I have a thing. We were working on it. I had a partner. We had character. And I'm like, oh God, why? And now I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's done. Very upsetting.
Yeah.
It's very recent. That's why I'm very passionate.
Oh,
It was a couple weeks ago.
I know it's really
we were so
hurtful.
smart. We were totally onto something. They were too, and it's produced. It's done. It's on air.
Yep. I mean, that's like it happens at lightning speed with comedy, right? So like if something's out there that if there's a joke needs to be, I mean, look what happened when Will Smith slept Chris Rock.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What is this thing?
It was just like, boom, everybody has a take. But I think ideas are a little bit more juicy and that one wasn't meant for you. You got to kind of look at it that way. Else it'll drive you crazy.
So you know what?
So,
I thought that one personally was going to be way too popular. And I'm like, everyone's going to do this. I'm going to find something else that not everyone's
You're not going to be able to go to, you won't be able to do this anymore. You'll crash the internet.
It's oversaturated. They don't need my take on it. Let everyone else have their fun. And I will continue working on this. Hopefully finish it before someone else does it. Oh God, I don't know.
This is nice.
Oh nice. Yeah, I love chatting with you. I haven't seen
people in so long.
Also, you got to shout out. I do believe it's Winnie Wong. It said Wonder Wong, but I'm going to go with Winnie Wong. And she said you are a comedy rock star. And
she's a PR rock star.
Well, okay, honestly, she said rocketar, but I believe she meant to say rock star. If rocketar means anything to you, take it. Yeah.
That's my band name. No, I don't know. Rocketar.
I can see that. Goose and the Rocketars. Yeah.
That's great. Goose and the Rocketars. Move over, Barney Bentall.
Good name. Oh, so can we please promote your show that is coming up? Oh my gosh, I want to say April 23rd. I look at and research all this stuff. Is it the 24th?
25th.
Am I 25th?
Oh,
Monday. One of the 20s.
Monday.
Okay.
Monday.
Oh, that's coming up.
Monday.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Okay.
Are you coming?
Well, I feel like I have to now, I'm like obligated. No, I did want to. I'm
gonna send you a ticket.
Oh, well, now I'm definitely coming. I love my freebies. If you've watched this, you would know. Anything free, yes, and.
Yes, and you're coming.
It's actually, it was $10, right? It's not overly pricey.
Yeah, we made the ticket price really low. And
I appreciate that.
You know what?
What's the protocol there? Is it like, because I'm awkward now socially, I would very open to it. I'm like, do I take my mask off? Do I curtsy to not shake your hand? What is the protocol? People go in for the hug and I'm not there yet, but then they're on me already. So then I shower when I get home. It's very frustrating. I'm like running out of shampoo. But also, is there a protocol when people come? It's called, I want to say it's called a Betty. And I could be wrong. Okay. But please tell the viewers what we are looking forward to.
The Betty is, in short, the show that I've always wanted to do. Like that, I've produced a lot of things and for other people, and I've always wanted to have something like this. So us OG comics that have been around for a while, back in the day, this is where it comes from. The thing that helped us grow the most was the community and having access to headliners. Because you'd go, like we'd be at the Blackfoot Inn in Calgary, and everybody would stay there, and you'd just go to the show and you'd stay to the end and you'd watch the headliner and then you'd hang after. Or like in Vancouver, we'd go and there was a place next door that we'd go to. So there was always this sort of, not that we were like fangirling, but there was so much to learn from watching somebody who goes last, because the headliners are always at the end, do their stuff. Because it's so polished, and like they made their way there, and that's ultimately where you want to go. So what's happened over time is because everybody's producing shows, and it's fantastic. You can get stage time anywhere, which is like what you need is stage time. But what's happening is this: if you do your 5 minutes at one place and you bolt somewhere else and do another 5 and you bolt somewhere else, and you're never sticking around for that headliner. And there's a lot of movement. Like people are just like blasting around town, and it's really exciting. It's really fun to do that. I wanted to create a space that's more built for watching headliners, for lack of a better explanation. So it's a show. It's early on a Monday, so it's not really competing with anybody else in town. I don't want to do that. It's an hour long, 3 or 4 headliners doing like 3 or 4 pro comics that I booked, and I'm booked into December because everybody's totally excited about this. I can't believe it. And they're 15-minute spots. If you're like the first 4 that we have on Monday, they're all going to, it's all women, and they're going to the Winnipeg Comedy Festival. They all got the festival this year, so they're going to come run their sets. So you can come and see Martha Chavez, Shannon Laverty, Sabrina Douglas, used to be Chavez, Douglas, and Adrian Fish. They're all going to Winnipeg. So I'm going to get those 4 in the first show. And it's not always a female only show. It's female first, non-binary folks, BIPOC folks, people that don't always get at the front of the line get priority. So it's a really different lineup each time, but it's going to be people that get paid to do comedy. It's not an open mic. So
Whoa.
That's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to have comics be able to come and watch and just see 4 headliners in one show, doing 15. That's like they're set. Like it's.
I love that.
It's hard to get like 10, 12 minutes in a row in front of a good audience to make a good tape, right? You want to submit to a festival, or you want to have a little bit of a reel on your website or something. Where do you do that? And my friends at the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies, we've been grappling with comedy for about 5 years, trying to figure out how to do it at a live event, and it works. And then they've taken over this beautiful space, and they have a clubhouse now. So it's like a permanent space. So they asked me to come and can you come and do something funny? I said, yes, I will do my dream. I will do the show that I always wanted to have, to go and sit in the back end and hang out. So yeah, and comics are getting paid. So unusual.
I love that. I'm so excited. I've decided I'm going to be the one with the awkward laugh, so they know it's not a laugh track. And then, but I'm also going to laugh at awkward times, and just, they're pros. They should be ready for it. It's not heckling. It's being oddly supportive. I've just decided this now. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but we'll see.
It's called the comedy support laugh.
It's what kind of laugh?
It's like an empathy laugh. It's like you're trying to laugh for the people that might not be, or the people that are awkward and don't want to, not sure if, or they're with somebody they're not sure they want to laugh about that joke in front of that person. So they're like, So I try to make up for, like, the smaller the crowd, the more obnoxious I am at the back of the room with my comedy support laugh, because I want the person that's performing to do well. So I'm like, you'll hear me at the back sometimes, just like a bark, like, That's me. If you're listening to an album,
that's better than anything. I was gonna go like like really obnoxious, but I really like that, because I want to do the laugh that makes other people laugh, and then the whole room's laughing and we're being supportive. But also awkward times to keep the energy up, right? Like, let us go. Everyone's laughing. You didn't think that was funny? I do. Why aren't you laughing? You're weird for not laughing. Whole thing.
You know what?
Starting a business, I'm gonna hire laugh track people. Bring them into comedy shows. This is a gold mine. This is like anyone starting out, they need validation. We are paid to laugh. You're welcome. So
you just need one good one. It's like sourdough starter. You just shove one into the group, and it sort of bubbles everybody else, because laughter's infectious. It's true. Like COVID, back when that was.
Laughter's like COVID. Quote from Anna. Okay.
We just have our masks on, and when the masks poof out from laughter, we know it's a good show. Yeah. So like, laughter is very infectious. Answering rhetorical questions, because the comic, not that you do that. I just had an experience not too long ago doing a show. Fun. And this person was talking to me, like having a conversation, because they knew me, and I'm like, we're doing a show. Like, I finally had to say, because they just ask a question. Like, I'd be talking about fishing or something, and you go, what kind of fish? And I'd be like, what? you wouldn't hear them. I was like, just play along. Just pretend it's TV. Laugh your ass off. Don't ask it questions.
I mean, people could think they're planted, and then this is your new bit.
Yeah, not if you're telling them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I sometimes find it funny when people swear at other people. Is that wrong or right? I don't know, but
No, when a kid does it, when a baby swears.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of oddly cute in a way that they're no longer pure, and they also learned it from somewhere, and you got to find out who. It was probably me. I did it. Okay.
My nephew, when he was a baby, he
yeah.
was putting on his gumboots, and he was wrestling with them.
I have no idea what a gumboot is.
Like rubber boots.
Oh,
gumboots.
Interesting. I love
so he's
that.
pulling on his gumboots, and said "fuck," like a little baby voice. Fuck. His mom goes, "Peter, what did you say?" He goes, "Chickens say cluck." Like,
that's a good say.
Baby.
Sharp.
That's so sharp. Yeah.
That's
so there's actually, we're having I'm at this is the room that we're going to do the show in, by the way.
Ooh.
At 967 College Street. They're making this place, it's a clubhouse, but they're having community events. Like they're going to do what the bevies used to be, the big giant outdoor beer festivals. They're going to do them more often and a little tighter in here. It's a beautiful space. So there's a bevy next Friday. There's the Betty on Monday. And then this afternoon, there's like a drop-in baby time. Like people, local women in the neighborhood that have new babies, they come and they just like roll around the floor back here. There's a little mat. I don't know, like a little mat. You can have a little nap on there later. Look at how cute that is.
I don't think it should just be for babies. I think everyone should just be allowed to roll. Society of rolling on the sidewalk. Toronto's clean.
I'm going to teach them how to dance like Jennifer Beals.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What a feeling.
I think you're onto something. I remember back in the day, I taught this thing called Zumbini. It was like Zumba for babies. So I think there's potential for, little flash
Baby
dancers.
Zumba?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was interesting.
How the hell did you teach a baby how to do Zumba?
The problem I have is I think everyone should be more capable than they are. So it was very unsuccessful. I'm like, why are you crying? We're making art. Because you're a baby.
What could I do? What could I do better? Hit me up.
What could you do better?
What did you just say? You like people to live up to their potential? You just said something like that. Like you like people to do their best.
I honestly was going to challenge you to do the flash dance in the space, but I don't know how that will work on a live. And I also know we're over the half-hour time frame because I like chatting with you. So I don't know how much time we have here.
I could roll around on the floor a little bit.
Oh my God. I'm sure you could.
If I was wearing a better, hang on.
Oh my God.
I need the music.
So funny.
I need the music.
That's the problem, right? And the music won't come through. That's the only.
She does this. But a slow. I can't remember how she danced. All alone, I have cried. Yeah, like that. Well, I love that movie.
Oh my God!
I used to do that in the Lund Hall. I used to go get the key to the Lund Hall in my little town, and put on the Flashdance music, and like dance around like I was in the movie. Super fun.
It's a good dance.
Yeah, this Instagram Live. It's like you don't know there's people there.
Oh
like
no, you're doing great. I'm like, oh, she's doing it. She's going for it. I love comedians. Also, Sneakus, Naomi gave us a shout out that Winnie is already working on PR for Goose and the Rocketars. So get excited.
Right on.
The next firecracker. I love it.
I love the firecrackers.
Yeah, they're great.
I was a firecracker. I'm a firecracker cheering in the outfield. And
how did you come to being? How did everyone meet? I'm always curious. Like, how do people know other people? Do you just find funny people? Oh yeah, you know what? Firecracker department is cardio up. So you're welcome.
Cardio. That was the most
cardio
I've done in 2 years. Pando cardio. Just jump up out of your chair and then you're
okay.
Jesus. Firecracker started by it started as a podcast. Naomi Sneakus' podcast, and then Sneakus, as she does, goes, maybe I can. So there were some coffees. We went for coffees, and we should do something. And she created this enormous group of women and non-binary folks supporting each other. It's all been online because it went right into COVID. So it's been like this beautiful place for people to stay connected during COVID, and people in the arts and people that want like arts adjacent. And I shut down Facebook this year, so I've really missed that community. I actually am going to log back on again. I wanted to give it a little test just to see how I did without Facebook for
How did
3
you
months.
do? How was this experiment? Literally a social experiment.
It was, yeah. I guess the experiment will be when I go back on and see if anybody's still there.
You know what's funny? I might have messaged you on Facebook and been like, does she not want to be on this podcast? I'm half insulted.
I ghosted
ignore
you.
those
I
messages.
might be ghosting. I think I ghosted my sister yesterday. It's her birthday. I meant to phone her, and then I started helping somebody they got trapped in an Eventbrite funnel. Something got set up weird, and I was helping them.
Eventbrite
Just
can
turned
do
into
that. It's very frustrating.
It's
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
vortex. Don't look directly at Eventbrite.
Get lost. That is a thing. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But no, I think like everything, the firecrackers, I read your bio. I'm like, what don't you do at this point? Because it resonated me. I remember the Gildas Club. The reason I know it, I think I told you, I auditioned to be Gilda Radner. They were doing, I guess, a biopic or something when I was a kid, like young Gilda. So I learned all about her and all about her journey. And now as an adult, and I read her bio again, and I go, oh my God, why was she not diagnosed on time? That's just a sidebar for health, and I get frustrated with the health system. But like the whole Gildas Club and everything that it stands for, I think it's just such a great facility and just something amazing to be a part of. And I was just curious how you connected with them.
I always feel like I've been pointed at that place for a long time. Like I was such a Gilda Radner fan. When I give her credit for being the person that made me start thinking about comedy. So I feel like she's, that inspo has been in my back pocket the whole time. And I always, when I moved to Toronto, I phoned Gildas Club. Hi, I'm Canadian. Thinking they go, great, want to be on the big gala? I was like, right, sure. That's what I thought, how I thought it worked. Then I learned it didn't work that way. So, skip ahead 20 years later, and I did a show down at the clubhouse with some guys that were running a regular show, and they asked if I would take it over. And so originally it was a live stand-up show at the clubhouse for the people that were using the facilities. And it was really fun. And the comics all over Toronto, like my lovely friends, nobody said no. Like it was such a fun show. And it started there. And then they asked me to help do the curate the performers for the big gala, like the one that I wanted to be on. They asked me to help produce it. I was like, okay, careful what you wish for. Like, be specific about your dreams. Like, if you're doing a vision board, make sure you put cut out of you on the stage, not just the stage, because whatever. So they, I was helping, like, making phone calls, and there was beautiful people saying yes, and we walked through the theater, and then COVID hit, and they closed the clubhouse. They moved out, and they went completely virtual. Because you're not gonna,
that makes sense, actually.
Gigantic, beautiful facility. It's expensive, and so they're refocusing their efforts online, and because of that, there are no borders to people seeking access and support, and like people from far away can come to a yoga online or a support group, or there's ways to sort of find your way through a cancer diagnosis through people that have lived that just ahead of you. So it's a community of people that you can tap. It's much like the Firecracker does with it's like, come here, what do you need? Okay, go over there. Like, it's that kind of thing. So if somebody comes, I'm freaking out, I don't know how to talk to my kids about this, there's something that Gildas can send you to. And so they're like this portal for all the help you could imagine outside of medical, because it's a pretty lonely thing to get a cancer diagnosis, because nobody knows what to say so they don't say anything, and then you're super alone because people don't know how to talk to you. And yeah, I've been pointed at this place, and I'm so grateful to be able to do something in Gilda's name. It feels like a little bit like a dream. So, yeah, it freaks me out that my name's next to her name all the time. Like, it just, every once in a while, 8-year-old me goes, holy shit. because I was an 8-year-old that sweared.
Yeah, you're progressive.
That's why my nephew said,
Sometimes
"Fuck, when he's putting his boots on."
It's a proud aunt moment right there. That's create a wall. His first swear. Some people measure height. I measure swear words. It's fine. It's cool. But it's just everything you're doing. I just think do you ever feel like you overextend yourself? Is that a problem you get into?
Up until, yes. And I really have learned how to say no and not feel bad about saying no. That's a hard skill. Yeah. Really hard.
Because you want to, because there's so many great things, right? There's so much to do. And there's so many great people doing great things. And you're like, I want to do it all. But then, like, can I?
Yeah. And I want to help people. Like, I got skills that people need. But I also tend to put other people's help ahead of my, I'll put my screenplay aside to help somebody with something. And I got to stop doing that. So the only way to do that is to say no to things and to build your own dream, right? Because you have the controls, right? If you find yourself in a position where you're putting all your energy into somebody else's dream, is that like, if that dream matches your dream, give her. But if you see, different path, take your path, for God's sakes. Yeah. You don't know where you're going, but you can get back. Take your path. Lots of forks in the road.
Come with me on my journey.
Come with me. We're going to go do a show we're going to do a Monday night 7:00 show.
Oh, where is this address on College Street again?
It is 967 College Street. It is the Society Clubhouse, and it's right around College and Delaware, which is the first street I ever lived on when I moved to Toronto. So that's why I always mention Delaware. Nobody knows Delaware. It's funny. I lived probably a 45-second walk from where Comedy Bar is now. And now I'm producing a show that's on the other end of that same street. Ooh. In a room that looks like it could be a Flashdance set. I'm living the dream.
I am expecting on Monday that before anyone goes on, we're going to just see your version of Flashdance. No pressure.
Wearing a bodysuit, high neck bodysuit.
Has to be.
Keep your décolletage a secret. As a spin instructor, you gotta have high necks. I learned. Not sure, like blah. I taught spin for a while, and I learned very quickly that you can't wear a low cut.
So spin, when I read that you did spin, is this like, the ridiculous Soul Cycle stuff, or is this different? It's
that, but not without.
Is there a better way to phrase that? Maybe. Okay, a little less judgmental, potentially.
Soul Cycle is very specific to what Soul Cycle is, and the people that go to Soul Cycle, I was more.
I need the candles and a dark environment. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was like played 70s music on Christmas Eve, and it was fun. Had lots of moms that just dropped their kids off and came to my class. It's a riot. But there's
something about that group fitness environment, right? Like that energy and it's just, you go in, you do your thing, you leave, you're like, haha, endorphins, fun.
Yeah. You know what? I was having a conversation early this morning with somebody about fitness. And they were comparing fitnesses. I was like, I don't want to talk about this. I haven't done any of that in a while. I want to talk about my back surgery.
We will talk. I do like discussing it because I want to make sure you're okay, but that's just like the physio, and that's a sidebar.
I feel great. You saw me dance. Okay. Look at the power in my dance.
I actually thought it was great. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's so frustrating when like something limits you from doing something that you used to do. At least I find it frustrating.
So the conversation we were having was about fitness and being a fitness instructor. And the reason I became a fitness instructor because I love cycling. Like, it's just like, I'm a cyclist, and was in Vancouver and really got into it here, and was part of a group of people that would go out all the time and do these big, massive rides. And when I was teaching, I realized that I was giving all my fitness juju, or my whatever it is, that I was giving it away. And I started to, you start feel yucky about it because it's kind of the job some days. It's like,
I see that.
And so I left. I stopped teaching because of COVID, but I don't think I'm going to go back because I feel like I've taken it back. Like, I ride my bike at home and I'm like, yeah, this is exciting.
I have
you know.
never had this conversation with a fitness instructor before. I used to teach fitness as well. And
Did you?
I love how you phrase that, because you have to give so much. And it's to a point where, yeah, I do think I've reached that. There were times where I just started to hate fitness. I see that. Because it's like so much of you goes into each class, at least. And because you're performing, you're on, how's everyone doing? You safe, cool. And then it's, oh my God, it's so tiring. Again, like I'm a performer, but yeah, I can see part of me going, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like that. And I know there were certain parts where I took a step back, and yeah, COVID, I kind of stopped teaching as well. I hadn't considered not going back. I probably just filmed stuff at home because I felt like dancing. But I see that. I see it taking, a part of you, and you're like, I want to keep it for myself. I want to be a little selfish, but it's not selfish. It's self-preservation.
Well, you look at the payoff for giving all your energy to a class.
Yeah.
And then you look at the payoff for giving that energy to yourself at home and what you're working on at home, and the time, you get off the bike and you got your endorphins, you can dive into what you're writing. You got to jump off your bike, and then you got to clean it, and you got to stretch with everybody, and you got to walk through the gym and talk to everybody that has a question. And it's just like, wow. And it feels a little bit selfish. And it's also in that kind of no category of like, oh, take that back from me. So
I feel like you
Thanks
gotta
for
start
documenting it.
teaching like life lessons here, because my mind has expanded very much. I don't know what I expected from this chat. I just wanted to like discuss how awesome you are, and like you're doing everything. And I'm
really
tired
nice.
reading your resume because I'm like, what isn't she doing?
You know what? I kept that. I didn't have it. I only just put it up recently. I never had it on my website
really?
for a long time. I don't know. I'm kind of low key.
Do you hate writing bios though? Is this a thing? Because this is like a common thing every time I ask someone for a bio, and this is when I'm asked for a bio. I'm like, I don't know who I am today. Here's the gist of it. I'll edit it, and it changes every day. I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this anymore.
Bios aren't forever, and they're like a living document, I think. And I look at it every once in a while and just make sure it's accurate. And I move the stuff that I'm working on that was starting soon, and you move it to the top of the bio because it's happening now. You just kind of rejig it, and you take stuff out that's not important anymore. Like if something's kind of redundant, take it out, kill a darling. As Stephen King says, look at your resume, kill some darlings. Nobody cares that you did a fucking Cavendish commercial in 1999.
But how good was the commercial?
I got cut out of it, but my sleeve made it in, so I got paid. And I got in trouble for eating the fries. That was my lesson. You don't eat the food when you're on a food commercial. Go figure. Don't put the fries in your mouth. I'm like, excuse me? They're great fries.
Is that still a thing? Because I thought now there's like a spit bucket and you have to eat it. Maybe.
I have no idea. I've never done another commercial since.
I love how as an actor, like I never knew you could get cut out of a commercial until I got cut out of a commercial. I just didn't know this was a thing. You're like, you booked it. I was on set. I filmed this. Hair and makeup. I'm going to get paid. Oh, there's the option to not use me. But I auditioned. I made the cut. Oh, there's more. It's not, don't get excited to the final cut. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Great. Amazing.
I showed up green. I showed up green to that first on camera thing, my first SOC, and didn't have much after that, but I'm still very green. And I went, when I did comics for CBC, they used to have this stand-up comedy show, half an hour special. And it was, it was like it would be like what a Netflix, like a Crave special is now, like a half an hour of your own show. And you had bumpers that you'd shoot and stuff. When I showed up at CBC they put me in my green room, and I did hair and makeup, and I was sitting there, and then a talent wrangler came and asked me, do you want to look around CBC? You want to do some stuff? I'd flown from Vancouver, so it was all new. And I didn't know what a talent wrangler was, and I thought this was just a really nice lady. And I thought, I have a friend. I have a friend in Toronto. I'm so excited. I might move here. I made a friend. And she's like showing me around CBC, and she's getting me coffee. I'm like, this is so nice. I didn't realize it was her job to be my friend, but it was a nice experience. I had a friend.
I love that positive outlook, though. I don't want that to change. I want people to always think they have a friend. Because then it's like, I have an ally. Someone, at least one person's going to laugh at my jokes. We're friends now. We got coffee together. Yeah.
I can take that.
Oh, that's, wait,
Careful.
Can I watch this comics? I couldn't see it online, but maybe I didn't.
It's on VHS. There may be a private showing that day. I actually got
okay,
it.
really
I got the
is.
digital.
Okay.
So anybody that has a comics, there's a little man at CBC, the librarian, that had like he's like the archive librarian or something. And if you can find him, he can get you a digital copy of your old stuff somewhere. But he's the guy. I don't know what his name is, but find me and I'll tell you who he is. Like, I'll look it up. But I got a digital copy of comics. It wasn't the bumpers, like the skits in between, but it was the stand-up part. So it's just pretty special because we didn't videotape everything we did back in 1998. So
I mean, in general, I feel
neat
like
to see myself
theater,
moving around as a 25-year-old. It's like, look at me.
You gotta share this with the world, unless it's not content that you're willing to share. But if you are,
I'm not allowed to share it. I had to sign an agreement saying I wouldn't broadcast it because they own it. So,
well, then never mind. Okay, never mind comedy. Okay, never mind.
Hey, deep.
Yeah, it's I just keep it coming. I don't want to keep you for longer, but I keep wanting to talk to you. It's a real problem I have. I don't know how to end conversations.
You know, I just realized I didn't pay for parking. I just pulled up and ran in here. Like, oops, just realized I do that a lot. I get the number and I'm going to remember that for when I go inside. Shit, it's so funny.
Would you like to pay for parking and we end the chat? I really hope you didn't get a ticket.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
a good reason.
But, I mean, look, I think we're going to, like, I got to come to your show. Everyone should come to the show on Monday. Very exciting.
I'm going to send you a ticket.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'd love to have you.
No, I'd love to come. You know what? I feel like
people.
everyone needs to laugh. And if you don't think it's funny, laugh harder. That's the comedy that we want. There's a comedy show at the comedy show. There will be comedy.
If you can sit and watch
rock, paper, scissors to be a headliner? Like, how do the headliners choose who goes last?
There's 3 headliners, and we're just going to, depending on who has to be where when.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We'll figure it out when they get here. Like, we'll just we'll do rock, paper, scissors, or maybe somebody is having an awkward day and doesn't want to go first. Or, like, I haven't done comedy in a room like this for a couple of years. It's going to be weird. Like, I just hope some people don't come that write reviews and stuff. Like, Jesus. Like, I'm like,
I will write a review
polish in a pandemic?
And I will put it on a blog that no one will see, but it will be there. It will.
It ripped me. She was unprepared. She should be hosting. Like, she was unprepared. I was like, I've only been outside for a day.
What is this world?
Years. My ring light up in the sky is shining today.
Oh, this is going to be... No, I'm excited to see it. I love what you're doing. Keep on being awesome. Thank you for... Do you have any final words for aspiring comics out there in the world?
It's going to sound very self-serving, but come and watch people that are really, really, really good. Not me. I'm definitely not going to be shining bright, and I'm going to host and hand off the mic very quickly.
Is this a woman thing, or do you not have confidence in your ability? Like, you're going to be awesome. I'm going to resonate
realistic
with your hilariousness. Okay. I think you're funny without being funny.
You know what? If I can't remember my jokes, I'm going to do the Flashdance shit. So something's going to happen. I bought a mic stand. I got a brand new mic stand. I always wanted to own my own proper mic stand with the nothing bendy in the middle. I hate those kind of mic stands. So
I agree.
Might paint it a color. Make it pretty.
You've got projects to work on. Okay, we do have to end this. I can't stop talking. I have a
new
wait, you know what? I'm actually getting my guests to end the chat. That's what I decided last chat. It was very exciting. So if you would like to say final words, thank the viewers for watching. I like to put people to work for no reason. There you go.
How to close the show?
Yeah, now we're testing your hosting abilities, right?
Tip your wait staff. Stick around after the show, have a beer. There's a nice place to hang out in front and have a beer and visit with the comics and talk shop. And I'd love this to turn into like a big kind of hangout green room vibe over time. You know, people just want to stay and sit and BS and tell road stories. And that's that. I miss green rooms. Nobody's allowed to draw on the walls though.
You would draw. I need like you're gonna keep bringing up stories. I need to know.
I'm sorry.
Everything. No, it's a problem. I'm like, you're fascinating. So maybe just stop being fascinating. And
I've lived a life.
Hey, I don't know how to smoke, but this is how I would do it. Object work. Oh my gosh, Anna, thank
Okay.
you so much for taking the time to
Thank
chat
you.
with me.
So
I will
fun.
promote as much as I can. No, this was a pleasure. I love, and thank you everyone for watching. And go see
Oh
the
yeah,
show
there's
on
people.
Monday
Thanks
night.
everybody.
You know?
Thanks folks.
All right, have a
God.
good one.
Thanks. Okay, I gotta end this, right?
Okay,
You're
yeah,
telling me
I'll
what
end
button.
it. Okay.